guys, we're going to be reading a book today and doing an activity together as I read the book. I'm going to teach you guys a new word today. So I want you guys listening very, very carefully. We are building our vocabularies. We're getting smarter and smarter. If you're on the ground, sit crisscross applesauce. Put your hands in your lap, catch a bubble. I need you to find a level 0. If you're sitting in your chair, you're going to catch a bubble as well. Sit on your bottom, feet flat on the floor. Okay, hands in your lap. They're not touching anyone. They're not touching anything. They're in your lap. Your ears are turned on. Go ahead and turn them on. Doot, 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 doot. Let's turn our voices down to a level 0. Okay, guys, we are going to read Adventure Annie Goes to Kindergarten. And we are going to talk about the words, or a very important word. So we're going to talk about the word authority figures. Authority figures. An authority figure is a person who is in charge, a person that makes the rules and is in charge. We have authority figures at our houses, at our schools, and in our communities. In this book, we are going to see Adventure Annie's authority figure at her house and the authority figures at her school. Remember, authority figures are the people who make the rules and enforce the rules. That means they enforce the rules. That means if you break the rules, they might tell you you have time out or a negative consequence. And if you follow the rules, they might give you a good consequence, like some dog dollars or some dojo points or a big gold star. So authority figures are the people who make the rules and make you follow the rules, help you follow the rules. So we're going to see the ones at her home and in her school. Then after this, we're going to get to help your authority figure in your classroom, Miss Tamplen. You're going to get to help her make our classroom rules. Okay, here we go. Let's read our book. Adventure Annie Goes to Kindergarten. This is written by Toni Buzzeo. That means he's the author. The illustrator is Amy Wummer. Adventure Annie Goes to Kindergarten. Rise and shine, Adventure Annie, Mommy sings at the door. Her mommy's waking her up. She's making a rule. I'm going to put an orange sticky note on her. She is the authority figure. Everybody say authority figure. She is making the rules and she is helping Adventure Annie follow those rules. Rise and shine, Adventure Annie, Mommy sings at the door. I hop to my calendar. At last, Adventure Annie Kindergarten Day. Will I have a wild animal zoo adventure? Maybe not today, says Mommy. Will I have a high-flying circus adventure? Maybe after school, says Mommy. What about a daring search and find rescue adventure? Maybe on the weekend, says Mommy. I throw my arms out wide. Well, then what adventure will I have at kindergarten? Sometimes, Mommy says, kindergarten is its own adventure. I gave her the Adventure Annie thumbs up. I squizzle back to my room and tuck my zookeeper hat, my high wire slippers, and my walkie-talkies into my backpack, just in case. Let's go, I sing. We hop to it. I push through the tall glass doors of Pioneer Elementary School. Hey, so we saw her mommy at home was the authority figure. the rule maker. Now she's going to school. I want you to turn your brains on while I flip the page. Who do you think will be an authority figure at her school? Okay, let's find out. I've got my orange sticky notes ready when we find an authority figure. I kiss Mommy goodbye, then knock, knock, knock on the kindergarten door. I burst inside. Adventure Annie is here, I shout. A tall man rushes over to shake my hand. Hello, he says. I'm Mr. Todd. Who are you? I point to the A on my shirt. Okay, she runs into her classroom and she meets this tall man named Mr. Todd. Who is Mr. Todd? Is that her teacher? Yeah, that's her teacher. Does Mr. Todd make the rules in the classroom? He does. Teachers make the rules in the classroom. I'm going to give him an orange sticky note because he is an authority figure. He makes the rules and he helps you follow them. So Mr. Todd says, who are you? And Adventure Annie says, I point to the A on my shirt. I nod my head and, he glances at the clipboard. Annie Grace? I nod my head and swirl my cape. Adventure Annie! Mr. Todd taps a hook marked Annie, but I wrap myself up tight. I need my cape. Well then, he says, let's find your seat. I follow Mr. Todd straight to a table that matches my red cape perfectly. Let's go back 1 second. Did you notice here he gives her instructions? He's the authority figure, so he's giving her instructions. And if Adventure Annie makes a smart choice, she's going to listen. Let's see if she does. He says, Mr. Todd, her teacher, says, let's find your seat. So he's making a rule. Let's see if she's going to follow it. I follow Mr. Todd straight to a table that matches my red cape perfectly. I sit down in a chair between two other kids. She made a good choice. She listened to the authority figure, the teacher, and she sat down just like he asked. I'm Adventure Annie. Who are you? Jose, the boy says. And that's Luis. Luis just ducks her head. I think Luis is shy. On the circle rug, Mr. Todd explains our kindergarten gold star rules. Look, I'm going to put an example. I'm going to put a orange sticky note again because this is a great example of Mr. Todd being a great authority figure. He's going over all the rules that they have in their classroom. He calls them the gold star rules. I'm going to read you their gold star rules. Number 1, respect our classroom and everything in it. Number 2, make good decisions. Number 3, use your inside voices. Number 4, be kind and helpful to others. Remember, authority figures make the rules. But what about adventures? I asked. You're right, Annie, said Mr. Todd. The most important rule of all is enjoy your kindergarten adventure. Then he taps his shiny gold star. Each day I will choose my gold star deputy. I wave my hand in big circles. Oh, here I am. Mr. Todd looks at me. We don't know who it will be quite yet, Annie. Does it depend on our kindergarten adventures? I ask. He tilts his head to the side. Yes, your adventures with the gold star rules. So he's telling her, this is a reward. The gold star is a reward. You have to earn it by following my rules. So he's the authority figure. He's making sure the Adventure Annie is going to follow his rules. During morning snack at the red table, I wear my zookeeper hat. I pop wild animal fruit snacks into my mouth. How about a wild animal zoo adventure? Luis and Jose just blink. Behind Jose's chair, I spot 3 squeaky hamsters in a cage. What those squeakers need is a natural habitat exhibit. Do you think she should be up with messing with the hamsters? Oh no. Luckily, the art supplies are ready for me. Oh no. We can't get into art supplies on our own. The authority figure in our classroom has to let us. Clap, 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 clap. The room is quiet. Mr. Todd squats next to me and looks at the cage. Oh dear, he says. Remember the gold star rule, Annie? Take good care of our classroom and everything in it. Oopsie. I hand him the paintbrush. Back to your seat, please, he says. He's enforcing his rules. At the red table, I slide into my high wire slippers. How about a high-flying circus adventure? But Luis and Jose just stare. Am I the only one looking for gold star adventures? The jungle gem sparkles in the sun, just outside the window. While Mr. Todd washes off the hamster cage, I sneak out the courtyard door and climb onto the empty jungle gym. She is not following Mr. Todd's rules. He's going to have to go remind her to follow them. That's not a smart choice. It's not safe either. She could get hurt out there. Suddenly, I see Mr. Todd below me. Remember the gold star rule, Annie? Make good decisions. He points me back inside. That was not a good decision to go outside all by herself. That's very dangerous. All during story circle and math centers and lunch, I watched for new adventure opportunities. I imagined that gold star pinned under my chin. Afternoon snack time, Mr. Todd calls. I need 2 helpers to fetch milk. Who remembers where the cafeteria is? I wave in big circles, but Mr. Todd calls on Luis and Jose. We wait for the milk and wait and wait. Finally, Mr. Todd says, I need a helper to fetch the milk helpers. They must be lost. This time, my waving works. Annie, why don't you go? But remember the gold star rule. Use your inside voice. I grab my walkie-talkies and teach Mr. Todd how they work. Then I ziggle and zaggle through the whole school. Not in the library, I whisper to Mr. Todd. Not in the cafeteria. Not in the bathrooms either. Give me one more try, I say. I peek in at the door marked Principal. Behind a wagon full of milk, I spot the worried faces of Luis and Jose. I knock, 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 and burst inside. In my loudest whisper, I say, Adventure Annie to the rescue! A lady comes to meet me. Wonderful, she says. We were just about to walk down to kindergarten. I lead Luis, Jose, and the milk wagon down the hall. Gotta get my orange sticky note because I see another authority figure. The principal. Principals make the rules as well. Principals and teachers make rules at school. We're on our way, I whisper into my walkie-talkie. Way to go, Adventure Annie, says Mr. Todd. We won't stop for a single adventure on our way back to kindergarten. At our closing circle, Mr. Todd calls Annie Grace. Adventure Annie, I remind him. Then he pins the gold star right beneath my chin after all. Adventure Annie, Gold Star Deputy to the rescue. Awesome. So in just a minute, we're going to talk about the authority figures in our school. Here's that word again. Authority figures in our school. Remember, lock it in your brain, that means that they are a person that makes the rules and helps you follow the rules. So at home, it might be mommy, daddy, grandma, grandpa, whoever you live with. The grown-up that makes the rules and helps you follow the rules and keeps you safe is the authority figure. At school, we have different authority figures. We have your teacher, your coaches, like your PE coach. You have your music teacher. You have your principals. You have different authority figures at school and at home. So we need to know who's in charge, who makes the rules, and who's going to help us follow the rules. That's very important to know. In our community, we also have other authority figures that help us follow the rules, like police officers and presidents and mayors. They make the rules and they help us follow the rules. Okay, guys, like I said, we're also going to work together as a class, as a team, to make our classroom rules. And then me, Miss Tamplen, I am your authority figure in the classroom. I'm going to help you follow the rules that we make as a team. All right, thanks for listening. Make great choices today. Listen to your authority figures. I love y'all.